Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us for today's EU Industry Days webinar. I am Ivana Ray Almora, a Policy and Project Officer here in EURADA, and I will be with you throughout today's event entitled Smart Factory, Learning Factory. Before we begin, I'd like to remind everyone that this session is being recorded and that if you have any questions for our speakers, please feel free to ask them via the chat box. We've asked our speakers to try and answer your questions directly through the chat. And if we have time later on, we can have a discussion about the questions you have posted. I also have my colleague Rosa, who is monitoring the chat. And so if our speakers have missed your questions, she will be asking them for you. So in the next slide, you can see that we have a packed agenda in the next slide. There you go. So our speakers are definitely ready to share their knowledge with all of us. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first speaker to welcome us and to set the stage for today's event, Esteban Pelayo. Esteban is the director for EURADA, which is the European Association for Development Agencies. Esteban, the screen is yours.
Good morning, everybody. I think that this event is more important than ever in Europe because we are facing a complex context in this moment. So this event is part, as you know, of a whole umbrella of event that is called European Industry Week, where we organize local events, and as well there is a plenary session organized by the European Commission itself that is taking place yesterday, today, and tomorrow. EURADA is being active, and the members of EURADA, the development agencies, are quite active in organizing local events. From ourselves in the Secretariat, yesterday we organized an event on how to scale up companies, which is always very relevant, beyond the creation, how to make them to growth and to steer. And today, we are going to speak about digital skills and the human factor in digitalization and technologies. And tomorrow, we have one interesting event organized with the Vanguard Initiative and the OSNL, or member in East of the Netherlands, about ecosystem, digital ecosystem, and how they could influence the industrial transformation. Let's go to this one, and I'm going to introduce you briefly. First, I would like to thank COMAU, and I will do later. Is for us, we feel honored, and it's for us an interesting initiative, the one that is going to take this afternoon and tomorrow about the challenge. We know the development agencies and the people connected to us about Industry 4.0. COMAU has made possible a competition among different teams that will program robots in order to address sustainable development goals. I think it's a really interesting initiative, and we are very grateful for that opening to organize with them. Because in this moment and nowadays, skills and how we foster the competitiveness of our companies using digital skills is more important than ever. We know that the current situation is changing a lot, the way that we work, the landscape of the jobs, and there is different types of working. We are no longer doing repetitive things. I remember, for example, a company from my region, because before being the director of EURADA, I was in a development agencies that transformed completely the people who were cutting and shaping marble pieces, and now they have robots that do that, and they have to program. At the beginning, the workers were not happy, even if they don't have to work. The robots did a major part of their things, so they were only to train, to teach the robots and to perform the things that they should do. So these type of things are getting more and more and affecting even companies not so well developed, like a marble shaping production company. So we know that there is a new skills and a new way of working, and EURADA has been developing projects in that field. For example, we did one of them in the furniture industry, and we have small video pills to show the workers how they could transform and do things in the furniture and wood industry, which were really an interesting way of teaching, because this is the issue: how we transform our industry professional in order to be more competitive. As we all know, there are going to be a high demand on ICT professional. There will be as well the need to transform and to the way that we work, as together we are doing. We have online communities that are sharing things, and even our daily life is getting more and more transformed. For that, and I'm going to this is the last message that I would like to say. There are many opportunities that we should exploit. There is a European program called Digital Europe. It's not been approved yet, but it's going to be approved in the next weeks, because we estimate that the first call will be launched in April. And they established Digital Innovation Hub. My first advice to you is to connect. If you are not a Digital Innovation Hub, we will see example at the end of the session. Try to connect with your closest Digital Innovation Hub in order to learn about opportunities to test the digitalization. But the European Union as well has a lot of programs that will be launched this year, and there are opportunities. Inside the Digital Europe program, there will be around 600 million of euros to foster digital skills through PhD, master, not employ people or job seeking. And as well, we know that there is the conventional European Social Fund, the Horizon 2020, the European things, and the Next Generation Europe that will make the double and twin transition from green economy to digital transition. So thank you very much. Thank you for COMAU for giving us the opportunity to be here and to launch this challenge with them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Esteban. Yes, indeed, I think that the topics covered during this umbrella event, the EU Industry Week, is more relevant than ever. So with that, our next speaker will talk about the HUMANufacturing frame and COMAU experience. So I would like to introduce Mr. Ezio Freinan. Ezio is COMAU's Academy Director, for which he coordinates worldwide innovative training programs. He is also COMAU's Human Resources Training Director, for which he oversees company training processes in 12 different countries around the world. Ezio, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ivana. Good morning, and thanks for inviting me to this event, and thanks for being here with us, all together connected by the net. I'm Ezio Freinan. I'm as Ivana said, the COMAU Academy Director, and in these 20 minutes, I'm gonna try to say something about COMAU, but I would like also to spend time talking about the culture and change frame in which we are living, and also to share with you some experience that we are implementing that could inspire, I hope, all the team. But first of all, I want to say thanks also to Esteban, to the European community, to the EURADA partners, because we are living a wonderful journey together. We are trying to create, to reinforce this ecosystem that is the best solution in order to support innovation, to foster innovation in training in the industry 4.0, because even a big company like COMAU is not able to do anything without a strong link with the best players that are around in the education system. So thanks to Esteban, thanks to EURADA, to the European community for allowing us to be here today. And I will try to say something in this my short speech. And now I would like to share some slides. And so using my desktop, in a while you are gonna see. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Good. I want to start saying that we are lucky. We are lucky. And you will say, but are you crazy? Are you starting a call saying that in a pandemic time we are lucky? No, we are unlucky. No, it's not true. For sure, it's a tough period, and all nations are fighting, all people are fighting against coronavirus, and this is for sure a really difficult period. But at the same time, we are lucky because we are living the fourth industrial revolution era. And so there is a huge innovation powers in front of us, thanks to technology, Internet of Things, additive manufacturing, artificial intelligence, robotics, are wonderful toys that will push a lot innovation, but they will be just technology. We need people able and patient in order to change the world using technology, but we need people. This is why I choose as title of this short speech, Human and Technology Innovation, and not vice versa. And so I'm here, I'm part of you will see in a while, of a huge company, crazy and in love for amazing technology. But I'm gonna start this speech with the word human, because human can change the world. Technology will be a tool, a wonderful and pervasive tool that will change the economics, the society, the way of living and working, for sure, but managed by responsible people like we are. And so this is the introduction of my speech, where I will say something about COMAU. I will say something about the change that we are living as citizens, but also as workers. And then I will share with you some educational initiative before to let the stage to the other speaker, waiting for the challenge that will help you to touch concretely with hands-on approach the change that we are living. Very briefly, COMAU, we are a company expert in making, a robotic company. We are producing everything that will help human beings to produce something. And so this is our DNA. And we are global. And so what I'm gonna say, it will be from a global perspective. We are working in 14 countries, in Europe, for sure, Italy, Germany, Romania, France, Spain, UK, and Russia, but also North America. South America, we are in Sao Paulo, in Belo Horizonte, but also in China. We are in Shanghai, in India. And so what I'm gonna say you will be, will follow a multicultural perspective. In a book that I wrote called How to Manage Multicultural Challenge is what we have learned with this approach. That doesn't mean, oh, we are Italian, we are gonna teach to the world, or we are German, we are gonna teach to the world, we are French, and we are gonna teach. No, we are citizens of the world. We come from different cultures. Every culture will be able to teach something to another. And so let's put together the best coming from our different cultures, instead to fight against one to each other in order to win this cultural competition. And so we are fostering innovation with this specific approach, trying to get the best coming from different countries. And this is the typical view of European community that is trying to put together different nations that are citizens of the same union. COMAU, okay, is a global company, and we are working for we are selling technology for produce car, for produce trains, in order to produce solar panel, to produce aeroplanes, whatever is a human good, but using technology and people. And we are now 9,000 people with an average worldwide of 40 years old, okay? We are 1/3 that are millennials, young generation that are not just working, but they are teaching us, mixing innovation and tradition together. We used to do $2 billion revenue with a project-based approach. Every year we are going to have about 250 different projects all around the world. with every year about 20 new product launch, and with different customers all around the world. This is the list of the customers, but I don't want to show them because, okay, we are the industrial automation leader worldwide. No, because we are offering product and service to the customer, but at the same time, we are learning. We are learning from customers, from everyone in the field. One customer of us, his name is Elon Musk. I don't know if you know him. He's a good guy, really creative. He's leading Tesla industry, and he's launching people in the outside with the rockets outside of our Earth. And he's really, he was since the beginning able not just to buy our product and service, but to push us, calling us partners to change and to be innovative like they are. We had also the chance to present these, what I'm going to present to you today, to another interesting guys, that is Jeff Bezos. I think that, do you know him? Oh, okay, he has a good business sensitivity, and he will use Internet of Things with a strange company called Amazon that maybe you know. And let me joke a little bit. And again, he was able not just in order to use new technology, but to innovate the business model and the approach to the market. And it was so interesting for us, and so on. So we are working for our customer. We are trying to give the best, but at the same time, we try to learn from their view, from their practice, like we will learn today in our challenge, working together in order to solve a robotics challenge. That's all about COMAU, but which are the two main pillars about the company? The first one, you know better than me, that are technologies. Industry 4.0 technology. Every country is talking about technology. They are wonderful tools and they are changing our life. But the second pillar, or the first pillar, it depends from the perspective. It is human. Innovation starts from people. Let me do an example of this exoskeleton. When we starting in developing this exoskeleton, we were close in a garage, because you know that the best things usually born in a garage, and playing with technology, with sensor, with many toys. But before to start the development of a new exoskeleton, we decided not to play with technology, but to spend time with the user experience perspective, and to go to the customers that were working in the store, that were working in the construction, smoking cigarettes, not playing with toys. And they said, okay, we don't want anything too technological that will follow us, like the Amazon bracelet, because it's not what we need. We need something that will help us to do a big effort in moving boxes. And so we said, okay, let's do something that is not what technology would like, but what people deserves in order to live better. And this is, that's all about COMAU, technology and people all together. We call it HUMANufacturing, and so to manufacture goods with the human and technology approach. But let me say something more about technology. And so for sure, there are big, huge technologies, opportunities. This is the list, but you know better than me this list. Augmented reality, simulation, cloud computing, big data, Internet of Things, robotics, good, wonderful opportunity, but we need again people able to transform them into something useful for human beings. And let me be a little provocative. In a company like us, we don't need HR anymore, HR, marketing people, finance people that say, oh, it's a matter of technology, I'm going to call my technicians. No, we need HR, marketing, HR, finance, manager able to deal with technology, even if they are not engineer and informatics. And at the same time, we don't need any more informatics, engineers, physicians that say, oh, it's a matter of HR, it's a matter of people, it's a matter of marketing. Let me call my marketing manager. Ah, it's a matter of HR, of people, let me call my HR. It's a matter of finance, let me call my count biner. No, we need engineer, physicians, we need informatics guys able to deal with people, to understand the business impact of this technology. And so this is why I appreciate too much this event, because it's an opportunity for contamination without coronavirus risk in order to integrate different disciplines and different realities. And why I'm saying this? Because you know that the exponential curve of technology change, okay, is going really, really fast. It's following an exponential trend. But organizational change, and I'm talking not just about my company and your company, but my city, my nation, my world is not changing so fastly. It's following a logarithmic and more slow curve. And there is a gap that is huge. This is why we need people like we are all in this call. We need the institution, the European community that will help us to fill this gap in order to make life and work better. Are you still alive so far?
Yes, of course we are.
Okay.
Really nice presentation. Thank you.
Okay. And so let me do an example, joke a little bit. You know that better than me that the most common sentence is you are in mute. Or we are doing a call. Okay, are you ready for digital transformation? Sorry, we can't see your slide. Oh, there is some restriction. Oh, we cannot share file. There are some firewall. There are some limits. Oh, the firewall. It's a pity. Oh, let's use Google Doc. Oh, but we are not. We are in China. We are not using Google. Oh, let's use the fax like we did in the previous millennium. This is the risk if we focus just on the wonderful technologies. We need people and organizational change. And we, in this call, we are all change agent. I like Gandhi sentence. Try to be the example, Gandhi, an Indian citizen of the past, said, try to be the example of the change that you want to see in the world. Because our nation are not perfect. Our schools are not perfect. Our company, my company is not perfect, even if it is a leader. We need change agent, ambassador of the future that will dream and will fly and will surf on technology. But at the same time with a human focus and not vice versa. And so this is the Kumau approach, mixing three dimensions. Technology, we love them. We are all in love of technology. Process and people. Because just with technology and purpose, the risk is alienation. Everything is automatic without any impact on people. Like just technology and people, the risk is chaos. Automated, but chaos. And I can see plenty of factory full of technology that are not useful, are nice to see, are nice to touch, but the focus of a plant is to produce goods, object with the right time, with the right quality and lower cost. Another risk is to have just process and people. The risk is the frustration. Why I have to do this data entry if there is a technology that can do it properly? And so we are, I think, all in the same page in order to say that this is the frame and we have to stay in the balance area. how to stay in this balance area. In the next 5 minutes, and then I will stop, I will show you what we are doing for kids and students, for talents and professionals, in order to allow them to be this change agent, to be this ambassador of a brilliant future of innovation. And this is the first message that I want to give to you. We must be part of an ecosystem like we are today. Companies, we are. Institutions are here. Schools, university are welcome. A working agency, training agency, let's play together to build a 4.0 factory ecosystem. And so it's an ecosystem that can start from a company input or coming from an industrial association request. It's the input could come from a European community institution that could put to disposal money and guidelines, or from the working agency that are looking for new workers for new jobs. No matter of this, let's work together. And let me do an example. This is an example of what we call 4.0 ecosystem. And in the next 4 minutes, I will share it, and then I will conclude my speech. It is just a COMAU example, but COMAU alone is no one without EURADA, without the schools, the university, the European community. And this is our dream, and this is what we are offering, and we are implementing some cutting-edge ecosystem like Reggio Emilia in Italy, but we are doing, thanks Nikki, something like this in US, in Emirates, and we are looking for something like this also in Europe, but we are open and we are to your disposal. 4 bricks: learning center for robotics and STEM, for kids, families, citizens, and then till, for sure, to the students, to inspire them. And this is the learning center that you will see in a while. Then a training center, because we must inspire people. We need to orient women to STEM because they are great on it, but it's not enough. We need to guarantee a strong link with the world of work. And so we used to promote training center in order to create the right professional certification that you will see in a while. 4.0 maintenance, programmer 4.0, and all the new jobs that are coming. And then a place, a playground. Marta and Nikki used to call it a playground, a place where all these people, but more close to the university, to the professional, to make experience of these new technologies. And then, okay, but there are pain points in the company. There are drivers for innovation. Let's have also another bricks that we call manufacturing center of excellence, where to start from the pain point to create POC, proof of concept, ready for the implementation. In the next 2 minutes, I will show you some example of this. The learning center.
I'm sorry, can you make it 1 minute?
I will.
Okay, thank you.
The learning center, a place where kids and can, from primary, secondary, and high school, together with Edo, the ambassador of the fourth industrial revolution, can learn maths, coding, and programming. And we are offering this for kids, but also for adults, for students. Technologies like Edo, an open source robotics, but at the same time, training packages in English or in whatever language, plus the train the trainer for foundation, schools, and technology parks. The next, let me say, area is professional certification for upskilling. The robotic license is one of our programs, but at the same time, we are programmer 4.0, maintainer 4.0, a maintainer that uses at the same time the table, the hammer, at the same time, the tablet, and also the project manager 4.0 for the innovation and so on. And so a new training for new jobs that the company are looking for. And then the technology playground, a model factory where to touch, and this is our picture, a micro factory where to learn the main process, the main technology in order to manufacture goods in every kind of industry. And again, here we are going to offer technology, training packages, and trainer in order to allow in France, in Germany, in Italy, our customers to run this kind of playground. And then, and I'm concluding, the manufacturing center of excellence that is a place where to start from the pain point and to create POC for innovation on process, technology, and people. And I conclude my speech wishing all the best, say thanks to you, thanks to European community, thanks to EURADA, thanks to all of you to join this event. Good luck for the challenge I've found, and I'm to your disposal for any further information. Keep in touch.
Yes, thank you, Ezio, for reminding us to bring humanity and the human experience back to technology. So I'd like to remind our participants to please drop your questions in the chat. And if we have time later, we can have more discussions about the information Ezio just shared. Now I'd like to welcome our next speaker, Mr. Nikos Dimitropoulos. Nikos is a senior researcher at the Laboratory for Manufacturing Systems and Automation at the University of Patras. He will now tell us more about the main challenges and technological solutions developed towards the accomplishment of a seamless collaboration between humans and robots in industrial environments. So Nikos, the screen is yours. We can see your screen, but like Ezio said earlier, we can't hear you.
Okay, I think that you can hear me now.
Yes.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Nikos Dimitropoulos, and I'm a senior researcher at the LMS. LMS stands for Laboratory for Manufacturing Systems and Automation from the University of Patras in Greece. So first of all, I would like to thank COMAU and EURADA for giving us the opportunity to participate in this very interesting webinar. And I would like to start this small presentation by saying that we need people. As Ezio mentioned before, we need to involve and engage people in industrial applications, and we cannot isolate them. You know that robots are very good in certain things, in doing certain things. I mean, they can lift heavy weights effortlessly. They can perform repetitive actions with high accuracy, but they lack the intelligence and the dexterity of humans. So the idea is to put robots to work next to the human operators, assisting them, and thus combining the advantages of both worlds, the advantages of robots and, of course, the advantages of human operators. So in the next 10 minutes, my goal is to discuss about the challenges that engineers are facing when they are trying to develop human-robot collaborative applications, and also a number of innovative solutions developed in order to achieve a seamless interaction between humans and robots. So I would like to start this presentation by briefly showing and presenting the past and present status of the assembly lines. So in the past, we had the strict separation between humans and operators. So as you can see in this slide, in this photo here, we had some fences around the robots, and the operators were working outside these fences. This had some advantages, of course. We could isolate robots and humans, and we could avoid any harmful circumstances. But this solution here had a lot of disadvantages, as robots and operators could not work at the same space and at the same workplace. So during the past few years, a lot of research has been put into bringing the operators close to the robots. So the fences concept was withdrawn, and we went to the fenceless approach, where the humans could share space with the robots, but not at the same time, and they could not work at the same workpiece. So it was either the robot or the human that was working on the workpiece. So what is our motivation? As I mentioned before, the needs of industry are changing, and we have gone from mass production to customization. Also, the collaborative applications that I showed before are showing low performance and are not able to meet the needs of industry. Also, these applications were lacking of cognition and autonomy, as the robots could not adjust their behavior to the human operators and to the needs of the operator. Moreover, programming of the robots is not user-friendly. So as you mentioned before, the operators have to spend a lot of time, and the engineers, of course, have to spend a lot of time in programming the robots performing certain tasks. The robots cannot react to dynamic events and cannot adapt to different operators. So this is pretty much our motivation. This is what we are trying to deal with during the past years. So what is our vision for future assembly lines, let's say? We need and we aim to bring the robot next to the human, and in this way to achieve seamless collaboration among them. So we do not have any kind of restriction in sharing space, and also we do not have any restriction in sharing the working part. So as you can see here, we have our vision detailed in this figure. So we have the robot that holds a heavy part, and the operator is able to work on it while the robot is moving it around and rotating it around in order to present it to the best way to the operator. Also, we are using smart exoskeletons that assist the operator during the performance of overhead tasks and actions. So the idea is to have a number of robotic resources that are combined with AI-based technologies and cognition in order to be able to understand the environment and what the operators are performing, and in such a way they can adapt their behavior to the human operators. And also we need to have an identification of risks at the early enough design stage, so that we will be able to achieve a certified application. And finally, last but not least, and I think that this is the most important part, we need to ensure that these human-robot collaborative solutions will be well accepted by the operators. So we do not need to just throw some kind of technologies to the operators and force them to use this kind of technology, but we need to have a user-centric approach where the operator is well accepting this kind of technologies. I have here a short example, a short application example of what I presented some minutes ago. So we have, for example, a use case from the elevators assembly company, sector, I'm sorry. So currently, the human operator does not use any kind of robotic assistance. He is forced to lift heavy hangers and move them around the workshop and perform some assembly actions. But using this innovative, let's say, approach, we have a high payload collaborative robot that is working together with a human operator at the same workpiece. The robot is holding and moving around the heavy part while the operator is performing some actions that will require human dexterity. And of course, the robot is able to understand the needs of the operator using AI technology.
Plus, I can see you have a few slides left. If you could please wrap up in the next minute.
Yeah, I think this is the last one. I mean, a number of technologies that can be used, for example, are task and action planning software that allows the scheduling of assignments, the scheduling and assignment of actions among humans and operators. Process modules that are able to detect the exact processes that are occurring beside the workplace. So these modules, let's say, for example, can detect what the operator is performing. We have AR-based support, but you know that this is something that is being developed during the past few years. This is not a new concept, but we need to find a way to make it more user-friendly and non-intrusive. Also, to facilitate the issues of robot programming, we have, let's say, for example, a digital twin that is able to automatically generate the program of the robot and the path of the robot and avoid obstacles inside the workplace. And also have some other technologies that are able to safeguard the operator by predicting his future position and trajectory and moving and generating the path of the robot accordingly. We have a short video of this application, but we do not have the time to see it. I will provide the link, the YouTube link, afterwards at the chat, so that you can have you can spend some time if you wish and have a look at it. Yeah, I think that this was it from my side. I would like to mention that this work is a part of collaboration between LMS, COMAU, and a number of other partners in the European project called the Sherlock. And if you wish to have more details about the technologies that are developed in this project, you can visit our website or our social media. And of course, you may reach me via my mail. So thank you very much for your attention, and I would be more than happy to answer any kind of questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Nikos. And I invite everyone to visit the Sherlock YouTube or social media channels to learn more about what Nikos has presented to us today. So now, to share their views about the digitalization of companies and successful experiences on education and skills, we have two speakers from regional development agencies. So for this part of the program, I'd like to invite Mr. Esteban Pelayo back on screen to join me in welcoming Mr. Tamas Gyulay from the South Great Plain Regional Innovation Agency and Mr. Jan Sienkiewicz from the Regional Development Agency of Bielsko-Biala.
Yeah, I feel very comfortable with both of them because they are part of the board of directors of EURADA. As well, they are my bosses, so I have a difficulty here, but I would like to try to moderate the session. We are going to make them two questions, one after another, and each of them will answer consecutively. So the first question is for Tamas Gyulay. What do you think is the role of development agencies to improve the digitalization of companies? You are working in an Hungarian development agency. What do you think we could do from the development agency to improve that digitalization?
Thank you very much for the question. I hope that you can see my screen now.
Yes, you can.
So, as regional innovation agency, we are committed to work with the companies. I'm not sure whether the slideshow is working. I'm afraid not. But with this, it should start. Not?
Yes, it is working. If you want to put it in full screen.
Yes.
It's in the bottom part of the down.
Okay. It is in sharing. Okay, I stopped sharing and restarted. I'm sorry for the discomfort. This is which should go, and I can reach very quickly the slide like this one. Okay. Nevertheless, my point is to explain you that we have a dense ecosystem where the innovation agency in the center works together with 2 innovation hubs, and our objective is to bring digitization within the reach of the companies. As you see, the agency brings together 2 innovation hubs in the 2 major towns of the region, and we work together with clusters. And we have managed to include the clusters and their members in various projects. And one of them is Turkish with EURADA, but there are some others. And what is very important is that the digitization goes together with skill development and also with ecosystem making. And the European programs help us a lot. Therefore, it is very important that one of our partners in Hungary, AMLab, has been qualified as one of the best digital innovation hubs in Europe. So it means that we can bring within reach of our SME clients the best innovation networks that we can reach. And being part of EURADA is a very important point in that as well. So
thank you, Tamas. We take the idea that development agencies are in a center of a complex ecosystem promoting collaboration with Digital Innovation Hub and getting funded of European projects and as well fostering international cooperation. Thank you very much. Now the same question for Jan. Jan Sienkiewicz, what is your vision from the Silesia, from Poland, about what development agencies could do to foster digitalization in companies?
Good morning already. Yeah, not good morning, everyone. And as you know, Esteban, we are the member of EURADA since many years. So we've got like a first line information from what's going on once the trend of development of the European level. And regardless of that, we are not the central agency in the country, but in most industrialized region in the country. So that means that we are always in keeping an eye on what's going on. And we just understood 6 years ago that digitalization is the way to go. And as we do everything to develop our region and to foster our companies, to strengthen the entrepreneurship and strengthen that entrepreneurship culture, as most importantly is to strengthen the competitiveness of our company. So we have decided that one of our missions would be the digitalization of companies, and this is one of the we have had that vision since 6 years ago, and we think that what is most important is to make our region be more competitive, because we are facing the competition of the Upper Silesia, which is very industrialized region. Here in our sub-region, we have to strengthen the possibilities, the skills of the companies to digitalize the processes they have, because this is the way to go. It's the fourth technological revolution. There is no way to do other way. So we have put more effort on awareness raising actions about provide companies with all necessary background skills which are fostering that digitalization process in the companies. Most of the companies, which are mainly medium companies and small companies, they do not have the skills to digitalize. So we try to make audits of the digital skills or digital preparedness of the companies, to show them, to exactly show them the way to go, show them the potential they have, and show them the competence gap they need to cover with trainings and these kind of things. So we provide them with the information. Also, like Julie said, we also organize digital innovation hubs. So maybe I will have a chance to tell you.
Yeah, it's because we want to organize the event in just 1 hour, and that's why I cut you. In any case, if you want to learn and to get inspiration of a very good startup ecosystem and how to support creation of companies, go to Bielsko-Biała and speak with Jan, because they have really
I'm open.
they have a really, the business incubator, they invest in the companies, wonderful place. Let's go to the second question. Go back to Hungary. Tamas has, you don't know him, but he has been working many places in different countries. And my question is regarding to that. Digital Innovation Hub, you are involved in Digital Innovation Hub. How international cooperation from Digital Innovation Hub could help companies to match and to be more competitive?
Thank you for the question. And then now I try to be more agile than I was before with the screen sharing. No, it's not better. Doesn't matter. So what I wanted to tell you is a concrete example of what we do together with our partners for SMEs, because as cluster manager, I have the task to explain it to companies. What is it for them? Cooperation with innovation hubs. So a good example is the change to twin program, where assessment vouchers are available to companies, and digital innovation hubs can help them to use it practically. What does it mean? It means that digital innovation hubs promote together the program, explain to the companies what they can get, it's on the screen. So to turn a complex program of assistance into a very clear message like this. What is the process, how it is done, and also to organize online trainings, online events for companies so that they can actually benefit from the program. And it is not one single example that I can show, since there are a lot of European programs which all offer voucher type in possibilities companies, where the accessing to this is open to everyone, but every company, but the support of innovation hubs can help them to reach these opportunities. And also we can bring partners together from Romania, from Hungary, or from all over Europe to make these activities really useful for SMEs, to provide them opportunities to scale up and to earn profit. So
thank you, Tamas. Thank you, Tam. If it is possible, I would like to summarize. So, good ideas is to contact with your closest digital innovation hub, because there is a good opportunities, and there are calls in cascade funding and other calls that you could use, and for example, the ones that Tamas has said. Thank you very much from Brussels to Hungary. Thank you. Go to Poland again. So we know that Bielsko-Biała has a Fab Lab promoted by the development agency, ARSA. How Fab Labs help skilled people, the availability of skilled people for companies in your territory?
This is exactly what I said at the beginning. 5 or 6 years ago, we have established a Fab Lab. It was the very first one in Poland, because of the of the information we've got, that this could be a very nice place for the creative people. So we had to promote that entrepreneurship culture, especially within the young future or to-be entrepreneurs. And we have established a Fab Lab which was very strictly focused on the additive technologies. So 3D modeling, 3D printing, fast prototyping, reverse engineering, and this kind of things. And we have found, because of the close cooperation with our technical university here in Bielsko-Biała, that the people which are leaving, the engineers which are leaving the university, they need some more focus, the more specific skills about entrepreneurship, about project idea development, about prototyping the idea. So we have established the Fab Lab, which is fully equipped, and it's working since 4 years, and now we are expanding it. And we have focused very much on the educational side of our activity. So we provide entrepreneurs with the necessary skills to identify possible product, service, ideas here. This is the creative space here, what we provide. And based on that, I wanted to tell you that we are developing the Digital Innovation Hub, which is like a consequence of our cooperation, because we have a lot of companies around here specialized in very high-tech technologies connected to with IT, especially they fit very well to under the Industry 4.0 term, and we collect those companies. We are developing right now like a sub-regional digital innovation hub based on our Fab Lab, and we are also the member of regional digital innovation hub called Smart Silesia, which is going to take part in that Digital Europe program you were talking about. We would be one of the 17th, I hope, regional innovation hubs here in Poland, specialized in all Industry 4.0 technologies, with our addition, with our part, which will be robotics, augmented reality, and 3D modeling technologies and scanning, this kind of activities.
Thank you very much to both of you for being so short and giving so direct message. I am really proud of being the director of an association with you as in the board of directors. Thank you for.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to Jan. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tamas and Jan, for the views and the opportunities that you have shared. Thank you as well, Esteban, for the questions you have provided. So it does seem that we are a bit pressed for time, and our event is coming to a close. So thank you once again to all our speakers for the information that you have shared with us today, and thank you to our participants for joining us. On behalf of COMAU and EURADA, I'd like to thank everyone for your interaction this morning. So we hope to see you to the second half of the program, which is the European Regions Challenge. I believe that there will be several teams competing during this challenge. So we hope to see you there. Thank you again, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.